All right, good morning. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon or evening, wherever you're at. It's Twitchmatic, and welcome back for the continuing series called Coach's Corner, where we bring in some top players and spend some time going through some deck tactics and showing you how to hopefully change some of your thinking. We're pleased to have SpiffyDrew joining us for this segment in Coach's Corner. Welcome, Spiffy.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Yeah, it's cool. I think we've had a couple hiccups with the GMT time change, and as I was educated today that in Europe it's actually daylight savings, and so this should prove to be an interesting weekend. But we'll see how it goes. It's been a lot of fun so far. We've had one segment go through. I did some practicing last night and this morning, and as I shared with Zark on IRC, it is painful to rewire all the bad habits that I've had, but that's the purpose of this series. So that's cool. SpiffyDrew is a Scrolls moderator and founder of the guild The Think Tank. He's been playing Scrolls since June of 2013 and is normally a top 100 player. As with everyone on the ladder, there's ups and downs, but he has a lot of knowledge with him. He's a very active player both in the Scrolls community and with real life. And so I definitely know some of the challenges or the joys that come along with that. So that's I really appreciate you being on stream today, Drew.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, as you said, I'm going through a little ratings tumble right now. I just had a bunch of hiccups past few days, but that happens. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've gone up 100 rating points, down, up, down 100, up 100, all over. So. And it all depends. Like sometimes, you know, you can get on to play and you decide to play, let's say, Order, for example, and all you run into is Decay. And there's just nothing you can do. The meta is set up right now to where that's kind of how it is. It is definitely not coin flips. It's definitely paper, rock, scissors, not within the resources, but within the decks that are out there. Each resource has about 2 decks right now that are really good, and
I think
so it all depends on what you're playing.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things I've really found since Post Rebellion is that it's not just one deck per faction that you have here. Is that there's several viable decks, at least in the current meta, so it makes life definitely interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely think, you know, just running down a list, you've got, for Order, you've got early game tempo Order, you have a late game Order deck that I'm playing, Decay, you only really have one main build to Decay, but there's tons of variations. Like, we haven't really figured out what's optimal yet. I mean, there's all your standard cards, but some people are running some people are running other variations. Growth, you have your early aggro game, like Blinky's doing that right now with his no rares challenge, and that's a no rare aggro rush deck. And then of course you always have late game growth, and then energy. I'm not really an energy player, but I know that they have range deck right now, and then a structure deck. And the structure deck I actually find is one of the toughest matchups against, period, like hands down.
And all those decks that you mentioned, we have about 8 sessions planned, and we're covering almost all of those decks in at least one session or the other. So it should be a wide range of coverage that we have on these, which is kind of cool because, again, there's at least 2 decks per faction that are at least somewhat viable. Awesome. So the in addition to, just to further complete my intro for you, Spiffy, is that in addition to being the founder of the think tank, he's working on a big Scrolls project with the first ever radio station. So it's going to be called Kabonk Radio. Oh, I hope that wasn't a spoiler.
Oh, no spoiler. No.
And
I posted about it. It's kind of taking the back seat while we're working on back end stuff right now. But yeah.
So I'm super looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun. And he's also a regular co-host of the Owl Stream on Twitch, and occasionally streams for the Think Tank. So there's a lot of stuff that he does both for the community and as a leader in the guild that he's at. So one of the things I did ask the coaches to provide, and I will have this in the stream or in the videos when I post them, is what 3 things do you think about per game? Because when I go through these sessions and I look at, there's so much to think about and cover. It's hard to look at. There's so much going on, and a lot of top players just do it by instinct. And so if you listen to a lot of streams, is you hear, what does this feel like? This feels like the right play, or I think that feels right. And what I've found for myself as a mid-15s player is that I can't trust my feelings. This isn't going to be a talk show here about my feelings, but the people get your feel for the game once you've established good habits. There's a lot of what I've found, intuitiveness or instinct about what the right play is, and for me, I don't have that. And so dialoguing through some of the plays is what we want to do. So the top 3 things that SpiffyDrew talks about is, did I sacrifice for scrolls and resources, and why did I pick either or is number 1. Number 2, where do my units need to be? And number 3, counting cards. Yes, I said counting cards. So we're going to look at those 3 items and talk a little bit about that. But to kick off the stream, because as I found out, this goes by super fast, is we want to talk about the deck. So today I have the deck on screen. I'll share the link with the deck again in the video when we post it. And it looks like, based on, just so a disclaimer, I actually haven't played Decay. So I'm not a Decay player. I played the other 3 factions, but I have 0 experience playing Decay. So this should be an interesting session this morning. Excuse me. I know the Decay cards. I've played against it enough that I'm familiar with it as a opponent. I'm not familiar with it as a team. I do know some positional plays, protect your Harvester, where does Oblivion Seeker go, when do you play Necro. Again, I've played a lot of it as an opponent, but not as a player. So if maybe you want to take, let's say, 4 or 5 minutes, Drew, and just run through. Do you prefer SpiffyDrew, SpiffyDrew? What do you prefer?
It really doesn't matter. Drew's my name, but Spiffy, SpiffyDrew, Drew, whatever. It doesn't matter. The
Spiffermeister, Spifferem. Okay, no, I won't do that. Okay, so the
awesome guy.
Yeah, the awesome guy who's helping. All right, so if you want to take, again, 4 or 5 minutes and just run through the deck that we have on screen here, because I know you said you shifted it slightly, so just walk me through that.
All right, so I'm going to bring up mine. So we're just going to go through, we're going to make some edits really quick. Mine are 3 Ripper and Tribesmen. That's there. I added in 3 Languid, so if you want to add in 3 Languid.
Okay. Done.
Added in 3 Darklings, Loyal Darkling.
Okay.
I only have 2 Baleful Witches now.
Okay.
Alright, 3 Blightbearer.
Yeah.
3 Brain Lice.
Yeah.
3 Harvester.
Yeah.
3 Rod Eater.
Yeah.
3 Soul Steal. I'm not sure if I added that or not.
No, you did add that. That wasn't part of your. Okay.
3 Bloodline Taints.
Yeah.
3 Cursemonger.
Got it.
3 Damning Curse.
Yep.
Alright, added in 2 Ilmire Hunter.
Okay.
2 Infectious Blight.
Okay.
3 Oblivion Seekers.
Yeah.
3 Witch Doctors.
Yeah.
And 2 Necrogeddons.
Okay, so then we took out the Ripper and the Boghound.
And Life Stealer.
Okay. So you moved it from a less aggro and more rounded. Is that a fair statement?
Correct.
Still.
Yes, this went basically a little on the less aggro side. I found out through playing and through losing. Actually, the last night I did a whole lot better. I won, I think, like 3 out of 4 games or something. Anyway, I found out that no matter how aggro you go with Decay, it's never going to be as fast as Mono Order or as fast as Mono Growth. And I kept on getting smoked constantly. Another thing that I found with it was against the structure energy matchup, you had 0% chance. With this build, you actually have about a 15% chance.
Well, something's better than nothing.
Yeah. A little bit of something is better than a little bit of nothing.
Okay, so with the deck build here, I'm still 3 over. So do you still have Return to Nature in?
Oh no, it took out returns.
All right, so that was the 3 that we're missing. I assumed that you didn't cover that, so I'm assuming that. All right, so what I have on screen now, I'm just going to save it real quick. This is, and you have 2 Necros, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
So you found that with this build of taking out your 6 cards on the 1 and 2 that we had with Boghound and Ripper, and putting it a little bit more middle in the curve, it gives you a better chance. So instead of trying to match play for play with aggro order or aggro growth, you round it out a little bit with more of a middle resource decay deck.
Wait, actually, hold on. I added the 3 Rippers are in. I must have taken out something else. Hold on. Let me look. Yeah, I added in the 3 Rippers. Or those are still in, I should say. What did it take out?
So if it helps, I can go through, because we have Ripper, Tribesman, Languid, Darkling, Baleful Witch, Blightbearer, Brain Lice, Harvester, Rod Eater, Soulsteel, Taint, Cursemonger, Damning Curse, Hunter, Blight. Oh, Stitcher. Do you have Stitcher in?
Yeah, I took out Stitcher.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
That was so the Stitcher thing. I really did like Stitcher. I love Stitcher. It's such a fun card. But the problem with Stitcher, you're losing card advantage. So basically, right, you have to get rid of a scroll, a card that you've played, that you've drawn. You have to lose it to give a buff to something. Right? And the whole thought behind it was, oh, okay, I'll lose a Ripper mid-game. I'll lose, I'll gladly sacrifice an Oblivion Seeker, to gain the scrolls, and I'll put them on a Harvester, this, that, and the other. But mainly against energy, and now with the Roasted Bean Potion, Crazy Boog order decks, you lose that target 9 times out of 10.
All right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. It's like, okay, well, let me make my Harvester a 10-6. Oh, look, now he's a 12-8. And then he just demolishes. And then somebody just goes, oh, look, Damning Curse. Oh, look, VD. Oh, look, whatever else. Or, oh, look, flip into triple focus, Roasted Bean Potion ridiculousness, right? So, I love Stitcher. I want to make Stitcher work, but it can't. It's nothing against the card. I actually think that the card is still very good. It's very good. And, little fun decks. I hope that eventually there'll be some kind of zombie deck going on. But until then, it's just really not playable. All
right. So with a deck like this, I'll give you my perspective, and then you can tell me where I'm wrong. So, or what I should change. So on a deck like this, when I look at it again, so look at the just quickly through the stats. If I see you post this on Reddit and go, okay, I want to play a Decay deck. I look at the ramp and I go, okay, so he has lots of 2, 3, 4. So if I look at that, he has 16, 28, 36, roughly 38 cards on your 2 to 4 range. And so I would say my plan that I want to have is ramp to 4 or 5 depending on the board, and then stay there for a bit until either the Witch Doctor is a play or I can see Necro a couple turns from there.
Yes, you want to ramp, basically, usually I ramp all the way to 4, and then I'll pitch card, depending on if I gained anything from Languid or Brain Lice or whatever. And then I actually immediately try to ramp up to 7. The reason why 7 is every turn with 7, you can get 1 4 cost and 1 3 cost.
Okay.
Right? Your 4 costs... and that also sets you up for the Bloodline Taint Baleful Witch combo, which is very, very, very good against order, against growth, energy, not so much.
Yeah.
Decay, it's actually pretty good in the mirror as well. Then you can also, Cursemonger Harvester. You can drop down a Rod Eater, and you can drop down a, something in front of them. So 7 is really key, and plus it also puts you in Necrogeddon range.
Got it.
And the thing with Necrogeddon range is people know it's there. You don't have to play it.
It's a psychological threat.
Exactly, it is. Because they know that, oh crap, I've got, 1 idle down to 3, another idle down to 5, and then all my rest are fine. Well, oh crap, that's 3 husks, and I just lost 2 idols. Right?
Yeah.
So, that's also, a really big spot to be in is 7. I found that is really key to get to 7.
Okay. So I think we got that. I think one of the things that we'll do is I'm going to, based on the time, I want to be cognizant of what we got here for your times, Drew. So I think we're just going to go hop straight into a match.
Right.
One of the things I will try to watch the time because it's 90 seconds of which I fumble around for about 20 seconds, and then you can help correct me where I'm right or where I'm wrong. So I have 5 seconds of parental duty here. So 1 second, boys. Can you let out Serenity, please? Serenity's our dog, or beagle. She's getting hungry. Okay, so we're going to... so for a starting hand is I want to be looking for... I mean, it's pretty basic. I want to be looking for a turn 1 or turn 2 play with a solid ramp.
Pretty much.
All right. All right, so he starts looking at my hand here. I would mulligan.
Yes, that is correct. The main reason why you want to mulligan is you just drew your 3rd harvester. Because you're gonna have to pitch it, which means you're not gonna see it the rest of the game.
Yeah. All right.
That's a no-brainer. Okay, much better.
3 witches and a necro. Okay. So looking at this start is I don't have a comp, so I don't need necro. I won't be using that for a while. That's logically my first toss.
Right.
Going for a just because I'm going to try to use our time a little more wisely this time. Is once we've played that, he's playing Decay. I will probably play unless I get a better play. Turn 3 Rot Eater in the middle and sack. Do I sack, I mean, depending what we have, but sack Witch Doctor or Baleful Witch next turn?
Witch Doctor, for now. The Baleful Witches, you really didn't want to see those come up. So, with that in your head, you're going to think, oh crap, I have 2 Baleful Witches in my deck. That's my main kill combo. So you know that you're probably going to pitch those, which means that you're going to need to ramp. You're going to need to get rid of everything in your deck and go through it by about turn, 16, 17?
Yeah.
Because you need those Baleful Witches back. Yeah, he looks like he's playing a little more aggro.
Okay, so sack the Witch Doctor, and that leaves us 4 options for a turn 3 play. Realistically, it would be a Rot Eater or Blight Bearer.
It would be Blightbearer. Your Rot Eater alone is not smart. You want to kind of save that. That's also another threat card. People know that it gets really big, and it usually finds a Brain Lice or a Veteran or something like that really quickly.
Okay.
So put out the Blightbearer, because also when Blightbearer dies, everything on its row gets poisoned.
Okay, so on here, I'm going to try something here. So in theory, with what we have, Blightbearer would go here, or would it go in the middle, and then we'd move it up?
Always in the middle. Yeah.
So you put it in the middle, and then the turn following, again depending on what our cards have, but the turn following we'd put Rot Eater behind it.
Right.
Okay.
Because Rot Eater can soak up the 3 poison damage, but when Blightbearer dies, it gets 1 health, so it'll still be at 1 health, and hopefully other things will die around it.
All right.
But it's mainly a threat in the board position.
Yeah.
Scroll.
Okay.
That is, unless he takes over center advantage.
So I haven't. I haven't played a lot of decks against a lot of Decay that plays a Boghound. So it is Dominion +2, so it's a 4/2/3 on Dominion. Okay, so we have the Bloodline Taint Witch combo in hand. We have 4 turn 3 plays and a Cursemonger turn 4. So looking at this, not having played Decay before, that's going to be my disclaimer and excuse for the rest of this session, is sack the sack. So who's attacking next turn? Boghand's attacking next turn for 2 damage. Sack the Witch, play the Blight.
Yep.
And now here's my question. Hunter is not doing for another 3 rounds. Boghound's attacking next turn. It attacks every 3 turns, so I won't see it for a couple more turns. We have the opportunity. I could put the Blight in the middle, but he takes a damage on his attack, so he'll be down to 1 after his first attack. So do I put the Blight in the middle, or do I start building on the bottom?
Put it in the middle. Because when Blightbearer dies, it also deals poison damage to everything on that row.
Okay, and as always, try to put it middle because it offers you the most flexibility in subsequent turns to positioning.
Right. So one thing when you're playing Decay, Decay versus Decay matchups are a totally different mindset, by the way. This is actually not very good to teach someone how to play Decay. It's a Decay versus Decay match. These things are usually about 30 rounds and take an hour. Alright.
I think Simon's messing with you. With me.
I think so.
Okay, so we have... so, just to touch on it briefly, the mindset difference is because it's a mirror match. On any time you have a deck on a mirror match, there's a different set of thinking that has to come in based on what you're doing.
Yeah.
So for this round, I have I got a Harvester. I really don't want to lose that. So potential plays are go to 4, play Cursemonger. Go to 4, play Harvester. So my things would be play, or I could play Rot Eater behind the this guy, this guy, the Blightbearer. Thoughts? What's the right play?
Right play is you lose Bloodline Taint for resources.
Okay.
Because you have 2 more in your deck. That goes back to the card counting thing.
Yeah.
You probably want to play Cursemonger, actually.
In front of the Blight?
You want to actually probably move Blightbearer down 1 and to the right.
Yeah.
Play Cursemonger in the center. And that's that.
Alright, and thinking behind that is not getting the Cursemonger poisoned when he attacks, plus being able to attack more parts of his board?
Alright, the thing behind that is you want to put that Blightbearer in range to possibly hit that Harvester, or even poison the Harvester. So you still have a turn for before Decay attacks. You know that they don't have any CDR, right?
Yeah.
Countdown reduction.
Yep.
So you could play the Rot Eater basically in between both of those scrolls. So if you move up your Cursemonger up 1, you could possibly play that. Oh, look, that's beautiful. All right, so move Cursemonger up 1.
Yep.
Or not up, but center. Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Oh, center, 1 over here.
No, move your Cursemonger, not your Blightbearer.
My mistake.
All right, that's fine. Crap. Damn. Okay. All right. So move Cursemonger up 1 and to the right.
Right here?
Yeah, right there. Okay. Now you're gonna move your Rot Eater behind your Cursemonger.
And do we sack for cards or resources first?
Just play it. You're running out of time. All right, you move that up one. The Rod Eater up. Yeah, behind the Cursemonger. You need to learn the names of stuff. All right, so you're gonna sack your Baleful Witch. You kind of have to sack it for resources.
Yeah.
Play Languid on the wolf guy. Tribes.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. All right. There.
Awesome.
Yay.
All right. That was painful. Thank you.
No problem. I'm like, no. Ideally, what you wanted to do in that scenario was you wanted to put 3 damage on that Harvester. You wanted to let your Cursemonger take the damage, die, pop up your Rod Eater, and next turn you could play something in front of the Rod Eater again.
Got it.
I mean, it's not that big of a misplay. We'll see what happens.
And for those of you joining the stream after I announced it, I haven't played Decay before, so I'm pleading the fifth with regards to learning my cards. That is a rookie move. I sincerely apologize, Slickmaster Rizzy. You're right. I should learn how to play, which is why we're doing these coaching sessions. And La Hopa, laugh away, Knucklefuts, because I deserve it. Okay.
Alright, so brain lice on that, that's fine. Oh, and I saw somebody say in chat, yeah, you want to put the Languid on the guy with the less countdown. That's kind of...
to minimize the next damage. Okay, so resources or scrolls. We have Oblivion, Harvester, and Ripper.
Alright, so you can sack the Seeker and put out Harvester and the Ripper. That's probably your play. So you want to sack the Seeker for scrolls?
Because if we don't sack for scrolls, we have no scrolls in hand, and we don't want to be top decking.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're going to want to play the... Alright, well first you have the option of cursing, and cursing is a good thing. You're going to want to curse the Harvester.
Okay, because that is a an imminent threat that we want to make sure that we try to get dealt with.
Alright, so what you can do is you can... play your Harvester behind your Rod Eater.
Okay. That is a Rod Eater, right? No, I'm just kidding. Okay,
yes.
So I'm just kidding.
Maybe you want to play your Ripper. You know what? You can play your Ripper on top of the Rod Eater, like
here,
center on the top. Correct.
And that is to why wouldn't I play it in the middle?
Because that if you play it in the middle, the Blightbearer is most probably going to die, putting the 2 poison on your guy, which basically makes it absolutely useless. So now if he dies, he's at least got a purpose. He's bumping up your Rod Eater.
Got it.
And plus he's also in... Oh, Simon disconnected.
Oh, man, you know what? He disconnected because he knew he was... I don't understand, man. I thought he was ready to play against, and now he just quit. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Alright, so now we got some time to think. Alright, so next turn, you're thinking when Blightbearer attacks, he dies. Before he attacks, he puts on poison, right? You're going to want to use that to your advantage. Getting feedback now. Alright, there we go. Alright, so basically he's not going to kill the Blightbearer. He's going to let that go, which means you can put poison wherever you want. So you're going to have to do some unit moving around.
Okay. Which is, in general, my unit positioning and moving is, other than my naming of cards, apparently, is my weakest point. So.
Apparently.
All right.
Oh, man. All right, so he cursed your Rod Eater, so bye-bye Rod Eater.
All right, so he's gone.
All right.
Okay, 1 second. Boys, just 1 layer lower, please. They're killing each other at Halo. All right. Okay, so we have, so first thing, my guess is sack. Well, if we sack Oblivion, we can, so here's a question: resources or cards? I'd say cards.
So, hold on, actually. Yeah, we're gonna want to sack Oblivion Seeker for scrolls.
Okay. Again, same thinking as last time. If we sack for resources and played Blightbearer and Brain Lice, we'd use up our cards. Going to top decking, we'd be low on cards. So sack for cards, and then we have, so imminent threat on the board is none because nothing's attacking next turn.
Right.
So we have 5 resources to play with. We can't play 2 cards because we only got 5. So so we want to do a positioning. So when you look at what is important, counting cards where we're at, and then positioning.
So move your Harvester down 1, and you're gonna move your Cursemonger behind the Blightbearer. Alright, that's out of the way, so I don't have to worry about that. So move your Blightbearer up 1. Okay, so that way you're gonna put poison on the Blightbearer.
Yep.
You're gonna leave. You kind of gotta leave him.
10-second warning. What card do I play?
Oh shit. Play Brain Lice on the Harvester.
Okay.
Because it's got Curse too.
Got it.
And that's that. And then attack. Yeah. All right.
Okay. So the Harvester's done next turn.
Right. Harvester's done next turn. You have a chance of possibly playing 2 Blightbearers next turn, which is actually a really good play. We're putting on Infectious Blight on that. He languided. Alright, so that's basically useless now. That's fine. It was useless anyway.
Yeah.
You're probably going to want to play Infectious Blight on that Tribesman with 1 health.
Okay.
So that way it dies, your Harvester counts down, and 1 less unit on the board attacking. So that's generally a good play.
Okay, so take Blightbearer, sack for...
Oh yeah, beautiful. Sack Blightbearer for resources. Like I said, you want to try to get to that 7.
Okay.
Alright, gonna play Infectious Blight, yeah, on that. Alright, so you've got your Curse Dealy, so what you're probably going to want to do is he's going to die next turn because he's going to get attacked by something.
Yeah.
So you want to... Actually, no, move him down. Oh wait, did we already move him down? We already moved him, right?
No, we haven't moved him yet.
Alright, move them down 1.
To middle or front?
Front.
Okay.
Move your Harvester down behind him.
Middle or front? Middle or back?
Back.
Always back. Okay.
All right. Curse the Blightbearer.
Okay, so we're looking at this. So we got about 30 seconds.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna kill him.
So instead of attacking, because if he attacks the Boghound, it's useless because it's 0. If we attack the Hunter, it takes 3 damage, but it doesn't destroy him. He's dead next turn because no matter where we move him, he's attacked. So utilize his cursing skills on the Blightbearer, you said?
Yep, because the Blightbearer is going to die by poison, which also poisons his other guy as well, and it doesn't attack you and kill you.
Got it. And that is the Blightbearer, right? I'm just making sure. Slickmaster, this is the Blightbearer? Okay, phew, that was close. just thought I would, put it right on the edge there.
All right, so find out where your Infectious Blight is.
Okay,
not there.
He's on the Boghound.
All right, beautiful. All right, you drew Necrogeddon, which is awesome. Off of that, that scroll, so that's fine. That's gonna get itched. All right, so your Harvester's attacking next turn. All right, curse, unless it gets killed, which is a possibility.
Okay, so we have a couple things. We have Blight Seed, which I don't think we can deal with in time.
Well, we can, actually. Because you have Bloodline Taint, which you can blow. I don't know if that's needed.
So
right, well, first off, sack the Necrogeddon for scrolls.
Okay. Oh, we can damn and curse.
That that's almost a bigger waste. Go ahead and cast. Shoot. Yeah, cast the Bloodline Taint on it.
So just to talk through it, if we don't deal with it, he gets 2 scrolls and increases current decay by 2. So if we don't deal with that, we got to do. So Bloodline Taint.
Actually, no. Damning Curse it. Just Damning Curse it.
Okay.
Yep. All right. You're gonna move your Harvester down, and then you're gotta protect them. So that's that. That's that. You're done. Anything else?
No, I think so. And just to walk through that, we wanted to get rid of it because we didn't want to give him card or resource advantage. We could have done Bloodline Taint or, and to his point, there goes Infectious Blight. So by doing that, we got rid of Infectious Blight for him. So it's a win-win for him. He would have either gotten resources or cards or had Infectious Blight removed. So smart play on SpiffySimone's part.
But that's fine. We have an Infectious Blight in hand. That's totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have another one in hand. Good point.
I mean, we should have, like, so casting the Bloodline Taint there, it's basically completely and totally pointless. Alright, so, alright, here we go. We're gonna curse. What do you think?
Curse the Witch Doctor.
Of course.
Because we need to get that thing down.
Yep.
Okay, and now cards or resources. We have lots of cards in hand. You said we want to try to get to 7.
Sack that Blightbearer for resources.
Okay.
Which means we can cast a 4-cost thing, which means Infectious Blight goes on the Witch Doctor. Sucker!
Booyah!
And then you type that in chat. Sucker! And then you can also cast the Brain Lice. Put that on the Curse Monger. There you go. Bingo. Alright, end turn.
Okay, so that would have had. So now, do we move? Harvester and Curse Monger up? Just positioning because we don't need them on the bottom row.
Move them up, yeah.
Okay. So positioning on that, we have a turn. Could kill Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just let the time run out just for the sake of being able to talk. So we moved the final position to position for next turn. We have more flexibility with the Harvester and the Curse Monger. I was going to say Curse Doctor, but clearly I caught myself in time. Okay, so 6 on 7 resources. He has 5 cards in hand, 6 resources. We have 7 resources, 2 cards in hand. My guess is we want to be staying at 7 for a while.
Yeah. So next turn your play is Bloodline Taint, right? You've got 3 humans on the board. 2 of them have Curse. Oh, look, there's another human. Perfect. So you're definitely going to play that Bloodline Taint.
And TheSuperbSimone says, suck it. Okay, so Bloodline Taint on the... anything?
Oh, beautiful. Alright, so sacrifice your Oblivion Seeker for scrolls.
Yeah.
Because you're at 7, right? You're
Yeah.
at that magical 7. Bingo. So you're going to play your Bloodline Taint on anything. They're all humans. Subtype human.
And so there's no... it doesn't matter which one I play it on.
No, not at all.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, so you've got 3, so you can Soul Steal, which is nothing, because you don't want to get rid of that. You could Languid, which is a possibility, but stuff's going to die next turn, which means you want to play that Harvester, right?
Okay. Now dual...
You have two things that are going to die next turn. You've got the Doctor and you've got the Curse Monger, both going to die, which brings that 5 countdown Harvester that you just played down to 3, which is nice.
So do I put it on the same row as the current Harvester?
No, you want to pop it all the way on the top.
Top middle, top back?
Top center, yeah. Additional pressure.
Okay, just so there's... and do I move the 4th row? Do I move that up or down? Do I move it down out of the way of the Witch Doctor?
You can leave it right there, actually.
So, Curse Monger's going to die. He's going to be attacking. So that's cool. Okay. And we didn't move it down because it's okay for him to die, and we wanted better positional. I see, because he got it. He was dying. I didn't realize that. You said that, but I didn't realize that. Okay. So just for the stream's sake, I didn't realize that the witch doctor was dying. I know SpiffyDrew said that, but it didn't click in my brain.
Yep.
Got it. That's why we didn't.
Yeah. Always have to count poison. Always have to count poison. That's where that curse comes into play.
Yeah. And that's where counting the poison piece when I'm playing, specifically when I'm playing growth, it is just to keep track of that poison and what's where. That's one of the things I need to pay more attention to.
All right, so find your bloodline taint, or find your infectious blight.
Oh, on him. Sorry. Hi.
On him.
It's on the witch doctor.
Awesome. All right. So that means he's going to go down to. He's going to take 3 damage, so he's going to go down to 2. But he is going to get a chance to attack.
Because he's at 1.
Right? Or if he plays more humans, you could possibly even bloodline paint again.
Yeah.
And you're going to want to do that.
Okay, so sack for scrolls, get rid of languid?
No. Sack your soul steal.
Okay.
Beautiful. Alright, play your bloodline paint on humans.
Just to make sure that's a human. Okay. Okay.
Alright.
Do I use the curse?
You're gonna bring your top harvester back 1 row.
Top harvester back 1 row.
Back 1 space. Yep, right there.
Okay, like right here?
Alright,
Okay.
Play your tribesman in front of that same guy you just moved.
Right in front or front row?
Front row.
Sorry, okay.
Alright, so you're gonna move your curse marker up 1.
Middle
up 1 to the right.
To the front?
Yep.
Okay.
Put your harvester directly behind him.
Okay.
Bingo. So, alright, so right now that you got some time, you're looking at who's gonna die.
So do I attack or do I curse?
You're actually gonna attack.
To get rid of the husk.
Yeah, sure, why not? Because that witch doctor that's gonna attack is gonna die. The infectious blight's gonna pass on, and also your harvester's count down. So yeah, you're gonna attack.
Okay.
Wham. Dead. Beautiful. The infectious blight is on the other witch doctor.
Perfect.
Which is beautiful. And your harvester is attacking next turn.
So we can get rid of...
most probably your other harvester is going to attack as well.
Yeah. So typically, for Damning Curse, it would be one of those ones we want to save for imminent threats that we have no other way of dealing with.
Right, but in Decay versus Decay matchup, you can't because your infectious blight now moved on to your witch doctor.
Yeah.
His witch doctor.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. You can't Damning Curse that right now.
Yeah. Excuse me.
But you can languid him. I mean, we'll see what you draw because you can play a hunter next turn. There's some stuff you can do.
Yeah.
So. Okay, that was actually a bad play by Simon. All right. Okay, so first things first. Let's, while I'm thinking about it, move the top harvester down.
Middle or back?
Back. Move the tribesman to block them on top. Yep. Right there. Okay, beautiful. All right, so you look at your damage. You're going to deal 4, 5, 6. He's got the curse, curse 2, which means he'll go down to 3 damage to 2. You put the 2 on him from the harvester, right?
But so here's my question: does a harvester go through the hunter, or are the tribesmen sorry, or does a husk stop him?
Oh wait, no, he's got a bunch of curse on him. Alright, play your Ilmire Hunter in front of that Harvester.
So we haven't, no, hang on, we haven't sacked for cards or resources yet.
I know. I'm just trying to get him protected first.
Okay, Hunter in front of the Harvester.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, sack Languid for scrolls. Alright, play your Harvester on the top somewhere.
Top, middle, top, back.
Yeah, top, middle, that's fine. I think I probably counted this damage out wrong. You're just going to leave it. You can't deal with that threat, so we're just going to leave that there. I can't do the math right now really quick because I'm trying to do that and talk. Because with the curses, he's probably going to die. Everything's probably going to die. Oh, wait, no, perfect. That's exactly what you wanted to happen. Okay, I did count it up right. Okay. So you saw what happened, right?
Yeah.
Put the damage through, brought him within poison range, counting in all the curses, and you kept your infectious blight alive. Awesome.
Okay, so question is, at this stage while he's playing, I'd say, do I ramp to 8 to be able to play double curse next round? Yeah, that would be a stupid move, but...
You're probably going to want to, but you may want to draw scrolls. It all depends on what you draw. One of those 2 curse mongers is probably going to get sacrificed.
Okay. That's what I anticipated. I just trying to think of how I would have played versus how I should play.
Alright.
Okay. So we have Cursemonger, Rot Eater play, or so sack the Cursemonger for 2 cards?
Yeah. Do that.
Okay, so we have a couple Damning Curses in hand, Brain Lice, Rot Eater, and a Cursemonger. We have nothing attacking this turn. His Hunter's attacking next turn. So I would look at this, go, positionally, what do I want to do? So there's nothing that I can attack this turn with, but I need to figure out unit positions, what's going on for the following turn. So I have all my Harvesters, they're 2 at 4 count, 1 at 2 count. So nothing's going to be attacking for a while. They're still protected.
Running away is fine.
Okay.
Let's run away.
So
run
move.
Away!
So just to so this Harvester to the top, this Hunter to the top, and then move these two up.
Yep.
And that saves it because this Hunter will be killing next turn if I don't move this.
Yep.
Okay.
Even though Decay is all about dying, if it doesn't have to die, don't let it die.
Okay, so Rot Eater in the middle. So we play Rot Eater Curse.
Correct.
Is that the play?
Rot Eater, correct. You're actually going to want to play a Brain Lice on that Rot Eater.
On this Rot Eater.
Yep.
Just to be clear. Okay. Okay, so what we did was we moved it away so none of our units die this turn because Decay is all about death. But we want to make sure we try to get his units attacked, his units going. Okay, that's cool. I think I understood that one.
Okay. Alright, so now all your stuff is bunched, but, you know, taking out an idol isn't a bad deal.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it isn't really that bad. He's moving his stuff down as well. He's kind of conceding. You know, in hand you've got Damning Curses, you've got a Cursemonger, you've got 3 Harvesters on the board. 3. That is a lot of beef.
Yeah.
You're in a good position here. I wish we had more scrolls in hand, but you're sacrificing the scrolls in your hand to keep board control.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Alright, so... Okay, sacrifice a Damning Curse for scrolls.
Now, typically, if I wasn't playing Decay, I'd want to keep both Damning Curses.
Yes.
Alright.
Damning Curses versus Decay aren't really the best thing. Alright, so awesome. So you're going to want to play your Languid on his Rot Eater. Yeah, play it on the Rot Eater.
Okay.
Alright, you're going to want to move. You want to take that out. Yeah, sure, take it out. Move that, your Hunter down to the front row.
Okay.
Yep.
And in doing so, he's dying next turn.
Yep.
Okay.
That's fine.
Rot Eater down?
Yep, Radiator behind them.
And this down?
Nope. Yeah, move that down too. Yeah, you're right. Alright, move your hunter down, or not your hunter, your tribesman down.
Yeah. So 10 seconds. I got. What do I play?
Play a tribesman, or play an Ilmai hunter somewhere, and play a Ripper somewhere. Yep, perfect.
All right. Man, down to the
more units, the more confusing it gets.
Oh, I know. Down to the wire.
All right, sweet. Okay, so now that last idol that's at 2, you don't have to worry about it. The reason why is you're playing Darklings.
Yeah. Ah, yes, and we
idle
have
health at 2. Idle health at 2 means Darkling death. You don't have to worry about it. Don't ever attack that idol again.
And we have 10 cards left in hand, and I haven't seen a Darkling yet.
Yeah, I know, which means you're gonna get all 3.
Yeah. That's your counting cards. Tip number 3 from SpiffyDrew.
Exactly. It's really hard to memorize everything, but that's why it's good too. Alright. Okay. Alright, that's alright. So here you're gonna move your tribesman down in front of your Rod Eater. You're going to move nothing. Alright, you're going to sacrifice a tribesman for resources. Get you at 8 really quick. You're going to play a Cursemonger in the back, behind, yep.
Okay.
And you're going to play a tribesman in front of your Ripper.
Okay.
Alright. So now, we got plenty of time. So now you've got both of your Harvesters attacking next turn. Your Harvester on the top, along with your Hunter on the top, takes out that idol. We know that the idol below that is at 2, which is Darkling, which we know we have 3 coming up soon. So that's dead. So now thinking about that, right? We have 2 more Darklings left. If you put both of those on the bottom row, immediately that idol is down to 1. So we need to just put 1 damage on that thing.
Yeah.
Right? So that's just conditional. We're not guaranteed. That's not our plan, but we're saying that's what we can do.
Yeah. And there's a good call out from the stream. Always sack before moving. I think this stream's slightly different because of the time constraints on chatting with it, but I agree with Orangey from Scrolls as well as Zarek. You always sack before moving, and so we have
always sack before moving.
Yeah. So
I'm finding it really difficult to do that.
Yeah, and especially on stream when there's so much going on, you're coaching but you can't play. I'm playing and trying to process what you're saying. So in real life, in a real game, always sack before moving.
Right. Yeah, it's really tough because there is a delay.
Yeah.
You know, I totally understand it. I'm a huge fan of sacking. Oh crap. Okay. Alright, so he killed that top row possibility, so that's fine. But we know we've got a Harvester attacking next turn, which means would really wow. Oh, I'm good. Oh.
I'm not the only one that misplaced.
He hit the wrong Harvester. He hit the wrong Harvester.
Yeah. He meant to hit the middle Harvester because it's attacking.
And now he's basically going to lose. So you're going to immediately move your that whole row, you're going to move that row down.
Okay, so before we move, for the sake of the stream.
So before we move, all right, so they don't yell at us.
Yeah.
Let us do sack the 6, 7, 8, 9. Sack the Rod Eater for Scrolls.
Okay, so move this entire row down.
Correct.
We take out Cursemonger, give damage to the Harvester, and prep for our following round where both the Rod Eater and the Tribesmen are attacking.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, so you move your Ripper down 1.
Middle, right? Sorry, middle, correct?
Middle.
Sorry.
Play a Witch Doctor behind them.
And the reason why we didn't leave the Ripper on front is, like we said last turn, is we have a Loyal Darkling to take care of that. So we play Loyal Darkling second row?
Actually, no, you move your Tribesman back 1.
Okay.
No, that.
Ah! My
Your
fault.
tribesman back one. That's a hunter. Your tribesman back one.
That's another one for the stream to laugh at
All
me.
right. Play a Darkling in front of the tribesman.
Yeah.
That you want to die first, and we're gonna pass turn, and we're gonna go.
Awesome. Okay, so lots of units on the board. To the Superb Simon's point, this is probably a good game. We'll probably play it out. I want to respect your time, Spiffy, is that we are at the hour mark, and so are you cool with seeing this through?
Yeah, I'm fine with seeing that through.
Okay, just wanted to see where we're at.
So yeah, it's definitely GG. I mean, there's no real way around it. He's gonna blow line taints. Ask him if he plays with the witches.
Okay, so it's our turn before we do. So it's our turn. Sack
the
for
Ripper for scrolls.
Sack for Ripper for scrolls.
Alright, you can move the Ripper up forward one.
Yeah.
The Ripper, yep. Move the Witch Doctor forward one.
There it is. Yeah.
Move the Cursemonger down one.
Okay.
Alright, so you're going to move your Tribesman up one.
Tribesman up one. Got it.
Alright, you're going to move your Hunter over one to the right.
Hunter over one to the right.
Alright, you're going to play your Witch Doctor in the middle of those two.
On the second row or first row?
Top row in the middle.
Okay.
Bingo. And you can play a free Darkling down at the bottom in the middle.
Got it. We're cursing, or we're going to take the attack, idle damage?
We're going to take the attack.
Okay.
We don't. We're putting damage on idols now. We're trying to get it over with. There's nothing really to curse.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. We're trying to finish off as quickly as possible. And that's one thing that kind of annoys me, is that people who overplay the end turns when they have a massive board advantage. Just finish the damn game.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what we're trying to do here. That's funny. Alright, that whole row is going to go. Yep, that's fine. Alright, cool. Alright, so sacrifice your guy that sacrificed himself to deal 2 damage to that row.
Here?
That guy, yeah. Yep, sack him. Bingo, that's dead. Plus you get Husk. You can move said Husk down 1. Alright, sacrifice Soul Steel for scrolls. Play a Darkling on the bottom behind the... Yep. Play an Oblivion Seeker. It doesn't matter. Play him. I don't care.
Okay.
Preferably, yeah. Just move him up 1 and over to the right, just in case.
Okay, so Oblivion Seeker in the middle row. Oblivion Seeker on the second row in the middle. Positionally, more opportunities to move him around, although there's not much coming up. Harvester's attacking for 6, kill the idol. We have 2 Loyal Darklings in the bottom row, which leaves the bottom idol at 1. So we're really close to where we need to be. Top row is going to be at 4. Witch Doctor's attacking next turn. So he's got to put a blocker on the top row if he's staying alive. But, we reached the conclusion it's a pretty good game. So.
Yeah, you can say GG. I mean, it's not GG this turn, but it is
next turn, good game.
Because you also have a Soul Steel and a Damning Curse in hand, which means you can move anything out of the way of that Rod Eater that's going to attack.
Right. So he has 8 resources. Even if he plays a couple things, we can still play Damning and Soul to clear out whatever lane we need to be.
Yeah, because you can move him up or down.
Yeah.
So it's GG.
Yeah.
All right, so hopefully you retained a lot of that knowledge. Decay is all about board position.
Yeah.
It really is. It's all about which way can I possibly take best advantage to, for when things die, because they will. Okay. All right. So sacrifice your tribesmen for scrolls. Damning curse the guy at the top, the blight bearer, and then that's GG. You don't even have to do anything else. Just to save face, you can just say GG and pass turn.
Okay, so so now what I'll do is say yes. So I want to summarize here while it's relatively fresh. That's part of the reason why I also wanted to record these streams, because I'm going to need to go through them after. So a couple of things for me that I took away from this game being my first Decay game that I'm actually playing as Decay. So a couple things that we pointed out, non-Decay related. One is always make sure you sack before you move, because you may have a better play than what you currently have. So that's the first thing. Second thing is Decay. The mindset of Decay is each faction has a different mindset that you have when you play it, and that's also compounded by the fact that when you play a mirror match, it's different than when you play normally. So this one, a lot of the things specifically about Damning Curse or some of the other things that we did were specific to a mirror match and not for Decay. And so when you look at the specifically playing Decay, is that you want to make sure that everything's about death and board positioning, about what's dying, when's it dying, where's the poison at. And I missed several poison plays where you caught it, but I wasn't quite sure what was happening, which is fine. So those are some of my takeaways when looking at what do I do. If you had to summarize maybe a couple points, what would be some of the things that you'd summarize?
All right, so you said about the Damning Curse. So in the mirror match, your Damning Curses are only going to be saved for your Witch Doctors or for Harvesters, basically, normally. But you had Infectious Blights popping around the whole time, so you always have to be wary about that. Normally your Damning Curses are for Theas and Gravelock Elders and Sister of the Owls, Grey Wolves, what else? Super big threats, generals, all that, right? So basically the main thing is just when you're playing Decay in general, I think it's the toughest resource to play because there are so many options. That's why I also think it's the best resource to play because there are so many options.
Yeah.
So, Order, a lot of people say Order is the toughest, but not really. The reason why I say that is just because Order's units cost so much, so you're only really playing one or two things at a time, whereas Decay you can easily get to playing one or two or three at a time, and you have to worry about poisoning, killing things, moving things, whereas Order, they really don't have any removal. The only thing you have to worry about that is what to flip, where to flip it, pother, etc. So, I'm probably going to catch flack for it, but I definitely think that Decay is definitely the toughest to play. But it's also the most fun, and it also gives you the most options to win. It's never really completely out of the game unless you're playing against Structure Energy.
Got it.
There are some people that have been playing with the Puppet Soldier Erode combo.
Yeah.
Like, they basically, if you look at the deck that you're playing right now, you basically would lose the Soul Steal, and I think they lose the Languid, or the Infectious Blight, and they lose the Infectious Blight, they play 2 Erodes, they lose the Soul Steal, and they play 3 Puppet Soldiers. And so what that does, that is, that's mainly against Structure Energy.
Yeah.
Now, you know, how viable Structure Energy is now, I'm not sure how many people would play it. But all I know is that it's very frustrating when you're playing Decay against Structure Energy. You're just like, I should just resign.
Yeah.
So anyway, as far as everything coaching-wise and what you want to learn when you're playing Decay, like I said, moving things, making sure that everything is in position, keeping your Rod Eaters on the board, keeping those guys as threats, keeping your Harvesters safe, and keeping track of poison. I mean, keeping track of poison, knowing what to curse, when to curse, being able to count correctly, because you have to think, all right, so 1 poison damage with a curse 2, that's 3 damage, that's not 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I play one of those witches, they only deal the curse damage. With that Harvester attack, you remember if you're looking at it, it dealt 6 damage, it killed the tribes in the front for 4,
yeah.
2 damage carried over to 2 to the 5 health Witch Doctor, which brought the Witch Doctor down to 3 health. With the 2 curse that the Witch Doctor had on it, brought it down to 1 health. And it had an Infectious Blight on it, which dealt that 1 damage, which killed it. So that right there was perfect. That was absolutely perfect. But that's the type of stuff that you absolutely need. That's the main thing with Decay. It's
yeah.
just counting, following where the bouncy ball is.
Mm.
You know, follow the bouncy ball, I guess, is the best way to type it. You put that on my tombstone.
That's right. When we look at the summary of the stream and the things that we've learned, follow the bouncing ball.
Yeah. So SpiffyDrew, 1983, died 2097, whatever the hell. When playing Decay, follow the bouncy ball. That's gonna be on my tombstone.
Awesome. We're gonna have. So first of all, thank you for your time today, Spiffy. It was awesome having you on. It was great for first learning Decay for myself as from a playing, so I really appreciated your insight. We have a couple of shifts in schedule today, so what I'll do is over the next half hour or so, I'm going to clarify the schedule, update Reddit and Scrolls Guide and the stream, just so we have accurate times. There's a couple changes. I would love it. I'm going to put him on the spot here, but I would love it if Zark could do some coaching. I don't want to put him on the spot, but I just did. He has his story over the last couple weeks is pretty awesome. He was mid 1500s a couple weeks ago, and when I checked this morning, he's ranked 4th, and so he did some good ladder climb over the last couple weeks, and it'd be great to see what he did. But again, I know timing is not always the best. So I'm going to spend the next little while sorting through some schedule, and I'll update all the different areas that we have it posted. I'll connect with Zark after the stream because it looks like he's available to do some coaching. So we'll sort that out. So go ahead,
Let me ask you one question before you leave, actually.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so playing Decay now, what were your thoughts on it? What do you feel about it?
It's a good question. So let me summarize. So I think to give you some context, my history is primarily growth, simply because it's just what I ended up choosing. It wasn't any specific reason why I chose it when I started. I played Order pre-Rebellion to high 1500, so I had the basic knowledge of Order. Played Energy, Structure Energy a couple months ago, and then started playing Ranged after Rebellion just to muck around with it. Not on rank, just mucking around. And so I didn't actually pursue Decay for a number of reasons, but playing it now, I think one of the things that's been highlighted for me, because what I'm trying to do is branch out not just faction knowledge, I want to move away from growth, but I want to build up my knowledge of positioning and strength of play based on board positioning and what's coming up versus just based on faction. So if I look at someone, there's been some great examples of taking decks and playing with them, because the deck, in my opinion, the deck is a starting point for being a strong player. Meaning, with a little bit of work, anybody can get decks. That's what I love about Scrolls is All of the top players share their decks. There's no kind of hiddenness. There's always a great, and I mean, these streams are a great example of the willingness of top players to be able to share their knowledge, and that is what I love about Scrolls. So sharing the knowledge of what makes a deck and what a deck looks like, there's a lot of that out there if you look for it. The challenge is how to play that deck and how to change your mindset. Because what I've found in the past for myself is I take the mindset that I do with growth and the weaknesses that that brings, and I try to bring it to other factions, and I fail miserably, of course. And so playing Decay, which I wanted to do this weekend, highlights the areas specifically of unit positioning. So when I look at Decay, and my first impressions is, I mean, I've played against it lots and lots of games, so I'm familiar with the cards. Clearly, I'm not familiar with the naming. Just to summarize, this is a tribesman, this is a blade bearer. Anyways, I'm hammering a point home here. But the about unit positioning and looking at, one, to your point, following the bouncing ball, but in addition is not just unit positioning for this turn, unit positioning for following turns, and what is the best spot on the board to have those units. And so for me, it was less about my thoughts on the specific faction and more just highlights the importance of unit positioning, not just current round, but also subsequent rounds. And the thinking behind playing Decay, again, is a lot more not how can I make this unit attack faster, or with countdown reduction with order or haste cards with growth. It's more about really measuring what units attacking when is this curse going to take, or when is this poison going to take effect, where is the infectious blight, all those units. So it's, to your point, it's of the same layer, or I don't want to say necessarily same level, but it's the same thing of order, where there's so many +1s, unit positionings, what's going off when, what's going to buff me when. That style of thinking, in my opinion, as a bit of a average player, the thinking levels of Decay and Order are considerably higher than the thinking levels required of energy or growth. And so, to sum it all up from my rambling, I really enjoyed it.
Do you think you'll play it again?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't. I think I'll definitely muck around with it more to get to reinforce the learnings today. I don't think you'll see me in ranked playing it for a while, but I'll definitely play it again.
Well, let me do a quick little plug here. So the deck that you're playing right now is currently being piloted by the #1 rated player, Donkey74, who is a member of the think tank.
Oh, that's awesome.
And look who's below him, a badger.
Oh, yeah. There we go, slicing that dig right at the edge.
And on that note, I'm going to go. So,
awesome. Thanks so much for your time, SpiffyDrew. In the next half hour, I'll be updating the 3 places where we have the schedule for the weekend, both on the Twitch stream, on Reddit, and on Scrolls Guide, once we sort out the different schedules. So again, thanks so much for your time. TheSuperbSimone, thank you for being a willing opponent and for being a good sport. So thanks for joining us. See you in a couple hours.
Yep, see you later. Thank you, guys.